If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
I'm Valerie Burridge, the Executive Director of the North Talladega United Way. I'm here today to introduce our new chairperson for the 2021 campaign, Ms. Katie Quillos.
This year, the United Way of North Talladega County has provided so much support to our community in response to the COVID-19 pandemic, and we couldn't have done it without the support from donors like you. When you give to our annual campaign, which kicks off on Thursday, September the 10th, you're supporting 24 partnering agencies in our community. Last year, the United Way of North Talladega County was able to donate more than $135,000 to agencies in our community. The fight is not over. Our virtual campaign kicks off on Thursday, September the 10th, and we're counting on donors like you to help us respond, recover, and rebuild in our community. You can donate to our campaign now by visiting our Facebook page, United Way of North Talladega County, or our website, www.uwntc.org. Why give? Support our community by donating today.
And joining us this morning from the North Talladega County United Way is Stephanie Burton, Valerie Barrage, and Rita Patton. Ladies, good morning to you.
Good morning.
I know I slaughtered your name, I'm trying, How are y'all today?
We're doing great. Thank you for having us.
Well, it's our honor. And everything is different now, isn't it, ladies?
Yes,
it is.
COVID. Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about, Stephanie, first of all, about the United Way of North Talladega County. How long has this been going on with y'all?
For the Talladega or
for North Talladega County, yeah.
We started in 1970. We opened up our United Way into North Talladega County in 1970, so that's about 50 years.
So I know none of you ladies were around 50 years ago, but I was. But how much did we raise last year?
$135,000.
Okay. Rita, how long have you been involved in this?
This is my second year on the board.
Okay.
Now,
Valerie, you are the executive director?
I am.
Okay.
I've been doing this to start my second year.
Okay. And Stephanie, how are you plugged in?
Well, I actually am on the board as well, 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah, when Valerie came on, she asked me to join the board, and I did, and I've enjoyed every minute of it.
Now, this virtual learning, schools, and all this kind of stuff, with COVID-19, you guys are having to do things a little bit differently this way too.
We are. When COVID-19 hit in March, we started looking at ways how we could help the community and individuals and families in North Talladega County and Talladega County. And I was able to get a grant through Farm to Families to do food every 2 weeks for about 8 weeks. So we had food drives, and we gave over probably maybe 50,000 pounds of food away to about 2,000 families, and we did milk 1 week. So we've been pretty busy.
Yes.
We've had 50, 60 volunteers, even though during the COVID.
Right.
That is fantastic. Rita, let me ask you this. Talk about some of the ways that the United Way of North Talladega County is involved in our community other than what you're talking about.
Well, not only do we do with the food drives, which is really needed during COVID because the price of groceries, as we all know, have gone up. So that was one of the best, in my opinion, best benefits, because as we did the food drive, I saw my students coming through, getting food, and elderly and people in need. I think that's the best thing we have done. Beside that, and we're doing Sleep in Heavenly Peace is one of the things we're doing, where we found out how many students in Talladega County didn't have a bed to sleep on. So we're going to build beds and give to the students that don't have a bed to sleep in. That's one of the things that Stephanie has spearheaded.
Stephanie, talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, on November the 14th, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., we're actually meeting in the Chamber parking lot in Talladega. And Sleep in Heavenly Peace is an organization out of Gadsden. They're the only organization in the United States that comes out and builds beds for children that don't have beds. You have to go through a process to apply for one, but they build the beds for kids and then they go deliver them to their homes. We need monetary donations. We need pillows, bedding, volunteers, lumber, anything anybody wants to contribute to that day. They can get in touch with us at the Chamber where Valerie's office is, or they can contact me via Facebook and let me know. But we are going to build beds that day from 9 to 1, and it's a really uplifting experience Children can come out and help us build beds. There's a whole process set up. But if you look up Sleep in Heavenly Peace, the Gadsden chapter, Tommy and Valerie Goodman are the people that are over it, and they have the biggest heart. So we're excited about this. We're hoping to build at least 40 beds that day.
Valerie, that makes us smile, doesn't it?
About 2 weeks ago, we were able to give out 850 backpacks to children in Talladega County. And so we had a drive.
do that,
In about a week, we raised $12,000 for that.
Right.
You know, there's been a lot of discouragement since March.
Yes.
You know, people lost their jobs, lost their livelihood. People have died from COVID-19. What keeps you ladies going?
I think we're making a difference in the
Good point.
community. I mean, even in bad times, you got to do what you can to make it better. And the kids being at home all this time, you know, like in the backpack drive, they were out there helping us pack those backpacks, and it was a community thing with Mount County Baptist Church there in Talladega, and it was just a great, you know, it's such a team effort, and everybody wants to help and do whatever they can to make it a little better.
So, what was in the backpacks?
Okay. We had backpacks for pre-K. We had backpacks for elementary, middle school kids, and we had backpacks for high school kids. So the backpacks, the school supplies were different in each backpack. The preschool had like little tablets where they learned to write their names and things like that, crayons and pencils. The middle school had a binder, pens, a jump drive, earbuds, and then the high schoolers just had a binder and some notebook paper and pens and jump drive and highlighters in those. But I mean, it was just great to see our community come together in different organizations. So it's not just one organization doing one thing. They just need one person to coordinate and organize everything. And like Rita said, we do have 21 partner agencies. And one of our new agencies is Brighter Days, and they do suicide awareness. And like she said, kids are at home, parents are at home. There's a lot of depression and anxiety because you're not getting to go to work. You're not getting to go to school. You're not getting to play with your friends. So we're trying to do things like, really when COVID hit, our big day that we had planned, our day of giving, we went back and forth whether to have that day. We had 150 volunteers come out that day. We built a porch, a handicap ramp for a family that was in need, that a social worker had been trying to get done for 6 months. So little things like Rita said, we're trying to make a difference. I stay busy all the time. When I retired a year ago, it'll be 2 years in June, I said, this will be a great part-time job. You know, it's not a job. It is fun, giving back. I mean, giving back to our community, helping people to get their lives back on track because they are out of work. And we are trying to help them save money because you think about supplying a backpack, $50, $60 of school supplies, and you have 3 or 4 kids, and those kids coming on Saturday morning at 8 o'clock in the morning to get their backpacks.
They're fired up, aren't they?
Yes, it was like Christmas.
Bright-eyed, bushy-tailed.
Stephanie, it takes a lot of people
It does.
to put our arms around this and make it work. It takes a lot of volunteers.
It does, and we're so thankful that we have such a great community in the Talladega area and Talladega County. We are so thankful for every single person that comes out and helps us.
So, how can our viewers help?
We are getting a new website. It should be up and running in a few weeks, so we'll have a button on there that does volunteer. So if you want to volunteer, all you have to do is contact Talladega United Way at gmail.com, or you can call me at 256-362-4665. But we're always looking for volunteers to do things. And another thing about our partner agencies, they were closed and working virtually, but they scheduled their employees to come and help us anytime we needed anything. Wow. So, you know, they were still getting to work. They were getting to give back to the community.
Who are some of the agencies? I know we mentioned some of them, but who are some of the agencies that are involved?
Okay, we have First Family Services that came out every time. Also, our 4-H Talladega Extension office helped a lot. Brighter Days, Red Door Kitchen, Samaritan House, and I'm leaving one out.
Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts.
Yes, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts.
ARC.
Oh yeah, the ARC, our North ARC, they came a lot and helped us out. And then we had a lot of agencies like church members that came out and helped us. Mumford Baptist Church, Trinity Methodist Church, Mount Canaan. And then we partnered with ToMe.org. They're out of Huntsville, and they do work in our Knoxville community area. And they came and they helped us with the backpack drive.
Yes.
Wow.
And then Alabama Power was very good about, generous in making a big donation for our backpack campaign, because in 1 week, we raised $12,000.
Right.
Stephanie, something about kids. I don't know if all of you are parents, or, but there's something about kids that touches our hearts.
Yeah.
Yes.
When to see kids in need, and you've got to do something,
Yes,
And the
always.
elderly too.
The elderly as well.
Yeah.
True.
We've seen a lot of those.
All right, talk about the elderly a little bit.
Well, just the people that I know that are in need or living in assisted living, or not just those places. The price of groceries has gone up a tremendous amount, and you would see in those lines, you'd see 2 or 3 elderly, and they had a shut in. They wanted to take groceries too, and they were just so thankful, weren't they? They just. And they would be in line sometimes for an hour before our food truck would get there sometimes. And but they would stay, and if they had to leave, they would come back, especially in the Winterboro group. So I think that was a blessing to them. And like the Samaritan House would come and get several just for the shut-ins, because it was fresh vegetables. It was the things that you love to get out and get, and it was a blessing really to see that happen.
Oftentimes, Stephanie, the elder America are kind of forgotten a little bit, and they really paved the way for us to be where we are today.
Right.
That's true.
And especially now with COVID going on and people not wanting to get around people, the elderly are actually they're not getting the attention, so they enjoy getting out and people coming to see them and bring them stuff. So
Right. Yeah, they'd love us
you wanna
when we just come
tell
up
all the
to
agencies
their
we have?
car to bring the groceries, or food. We would talk to them, and it was just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was.
Wow. Valerie, when COVID-19 hit, you guys had to hit the ground running, because all this is fluid, and you really don't know from one moment to the next moment, and then we shut the state down for a while. And how did you keep the balls up in the air?
Well, first of all, we had to follow COVID guidelines with everything that we did. So I had to make sure I had hand sanitizer, mask, and then I had to make sure, because the first group of food that we received was a truckload of canned goods and things like that. So I had to get that in my church basement, and we had to get that sorted. And then we had like 60, 70 people in there. So there was like really too many people in there. And I was like, y'all have to put your mask on. You've got to put your gloves on. And so, we had to follow those guidelines. And the people, like Rita said, they wanted to get out of their car and help us, open up their trunks and things like that. And we were all like, no, we've got to just stay in their car. Because, that was some of the guidelines in order for us to get those grants from the U.S. Department of Agriculture, was that I had to follow those COVID guidelines. And so, and even with the backpacks and things like that, it's lightened up on the state with the COVID guidelines, but still we need to follow those, because it's still out there. Right. But I've just been staying up on things that are happening throughout the state, and then I have quarterly United Way board meetings, so I see what's happening with the other agencies throughout the state, so we learn from each other.
We found that we're doing pretty darn good job.
For a small United Way, one person,
Way.
but I want to say this, I have the best board. I really do.
Well, it's a working board.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I keep.
she keeps us busy.
We're a touch society in the South.
We are.
And I've stumbled around. I don't know where to shake hands, bump elbows, or what. But it's so different now.
Yes.
But you have to adjust. Society has to adjust. You guys have done it well, apparently. And congratulations on what you're doing. And kind of capsule where we are with the United Way of North Talladega County. What demographic area does that cover? What actual?
From Winterboro up to Montford, out toward Lincoln.
That's a lot of ground to cover.
It is.
But now we don't draw a line.
Right.
You know, if there's someone in need in Children's things like that, we help them.
It's a team effort, right?
Yes, and we partner with Talladega County Schools
Right.
and Talladega City Schools and AIDB. So we try to take care of all the students and individuals that we can. I mean, yes, it's a
You
community
mentioned
effort.
earlier about the Red Door Kitchen.
Yes,
That's a fantastic ministry right there.
yes, I deliver meals twice a week.
Yeah.
And during COVID, that's what I was going to say. That was a change because some of the people, the drivers and volunteers, didn't want to get out. So I started in March delivering 3 days a week. Now I just do 2 days a week. So people are getting more apt to being out to volunteer. They're getting back comfortable being out in our community, which I think is great. And like Rita and Stephanie said, we are a working board.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we're always looking for people to join our board. So if anybody's interested, they just give me a call. We're glad to talk with them and tell them what we're doing. We stay busy.
Finally, this morning, we appreciate all three of you being here today. Kind of capsule where we are and what's going on and the projects and the funds that we're trying to raise.
You go, Valerie.
Okay, we're like we said last year, we raised $135,000. We would be grateful if we could raise a lot more than that because we have 21 partner agencies that in order for them to continue to do what they're doing, we have to have that money. Our kickoff starts tomorrow virtually. Also, I have pledge cards like this. If anybody's interested, just let me know. I'll be glad to get them. You can mail your checks to P.O. Box 362, Talladega, Alabama 35161. And we have upcoming projects. Our
Comfort from the cold.
Yeah, Come From the Cold, which we do blankets from November the 1st through December 31st. And that's with one of our sponsoring agencies.
Sleep in Heavenly Peace bed build on November 14th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Right.
And then we'll have our second annual Day of Giving in March.
Right.
Hey, y'all got a busy few months ahead of you,
We
that is
do.
for sure. Stephanie, how many hours do you ever count the hour? No.
No, I never even think about that.
Yeah.
No, if she needs me, I'm there. If it's something that we need to do, I'm there. Even whenever she's not there, I'll go and represent the United Way.
Are your families involved in it as well?
I can't get Jim off. He's babysitting.
Well, my son and husband and Stephanie, we cooked burgers at my mom's for the first responders. My son's a sophomore at Auburn, so at any time
He's
he
been
comes
here a lot,
home,
yeah.
I put him to work. He helped build the porch with my husband and another group of volunteers. So, I mean, it is a family thing because Rita calls my mom what?
The general.
And she is at everything we have.
Everything, yes.
We love her, Mom. She is harder working
Campaign
than all of us
Kickoff,
together.
United Way of North Talladega County. Ladies, thank you so much for coming today and
Thank you for
sharing some sunshine on a early Wednesday morning. Congratulations, continued success with your work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dale.
More Daybreak just ahead.